Hello, this is Kat Leo at New York State 4-H Computer Science. And today we're going to look at some looks in sound blocks and how you can use those when coding in Scratch. So the first one we're going to look at is this change color effect. And when you click on that, you can see that our Scratch cat changes color. And I can put a repeat block on there and you can see that. And you can use this drop down menu. There's a bunch of different ones. You can do fisheye. We're going to use this clear graphics effect and check out a couple others. There's a whirl, pixelate. So you can use these to create glitches and all kinds of different things. There's mosaics, effect, and brightness. And you can change it by different, you can change the number here and the repeat as well. And then there's a ghost effect as well, so you can actually have him ghost out. So today I'm going to show you how to make a neat little color trail. So we're going to have to give this cat some motion. So we're going to put a repeat block in there and just use when the space bar is pressed as our movement. So if I push the space bar, my cat will move across the screen. And then what I'm going to do is use these clone blocks down here to create a clone with some motion. So under your controls, we have these when I create a clone and start as a clone. So what I'm going to do is create a clone of myself with in our move blocks. And then what I'm going to do is say when I start as a clone, you're going to use this ghost and I'm going to use the color effect. And then we'll check that out. So when you hit the space bar, you'll see this nice color effect, but you'll see that there's multiple cats. So what we're going to do is clear that out. And what you can, to fix that, we're just going to delete this clone after it hits run 10 times. So if you check the little color effect or trail. So that's one thing that you can do and play around with your color effects and things like that. Another thing you can do in your looks is you'll see that you have these different change size. So if I click on my dinosaur here, you can change the size by 10, and I can also change it by -10. Bring him back down to size. So you can make this pulsing effect by playing with this. So I'm going to bring out another change size by 10 and click those together. And what happens is they run so quickly you don't see them. So I'm going to put a wait block in between here. And one is going to be too fast. So I'm actually going to do 0.2 and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to put another weight underneath and then put that in we'll do a repeat 10 for that as well. And then I'll put when this sprite is clicked as the event. That. So you can see he does like this little pulsing. And again, you can play with the number of times it repeats and the size that it changes. So if we made this 25, -25, it's a little bit. So that's another thing that you can do with your looks blocks. And then the last thing we're going to look at is just how you can draw in costumes. So I'm going to take this last little sprite here and look at her costumes. And she has different costumes. And what you can do is actually paint right on the sprite itself. So you can you can actually duplicate one of your costumes so that you have more than, so you can keep the original, but you can play around with this. So I could add some antennas if I wanted to. So you can actually draw and create your own sprites as well, or you can manipulate the sprites that they give you or the characters. So you can also do this using your backdrop. So I can actually duplicate my backdrop as well. And then I can use my text and write, this is my space page. And you can play around with different things. You can change the color. I can add a sun in here. I want to put a ground for them to stand on. So you can also play around with that. So that is how you can draw in either your backdrops or your characters. The other thing you can do is add some sound. So if you go down here on the left, you can choose a sound and they have all kinds of effects. There's loops if you wanted to play something over and over again. So you would use loops if you wanted it to run throughout your entire program. There's different notes, so you can create your own music as well. And there's percussion, and they actually have some space sounds. And once you find one that you like, you can just click on it as well. And you can also even record or upload your own sounds. Once you've found the sounds that you want to use, just go back to your code blocks and bring out what play sound until done block, and all of the sounds that you've chosen will be recorded, listed here. And you would just click on that. And you can put an event for whenever you wanted to use it. So when the space bar is pressed or when when it's clicked. So we'll just use when the space bar is pressed. This is Kat Leo with the New York State 4-H Computer Science Program. And my tip and trick of the week, using sound in Look code blocks. Thank you.